Everyone, welcome to the 6th annual Podcast Awards ceremony. My name is Todd Cochran. I am the founder of the Podcast Awards. This event was started purely but nothing to give back to the community and give back to podcasters and reward those that have truly engaged audiences. Of course, we have some sponsorship help this year. Not as much as we quite needed, but at least we had some, at least to cover cost. And we're still debating on whether or not we're going to have enough money to buy those nice, beautiful trophies that we do every year. But those are around $2,700 for the flat order. I'll be talking to all the awardees after the show via email on what the options are for the beautiful trophies if you want one. But again, corporate sponsor Blueberry.com. And as a disclaimer, I'm the CEO of Raw Voice, which is part of the Blueberry community. And I definitely want you to check out the Blueberry community. If you're a podcaster, get over there and get your show listed. We've got great opportunities for you. There's statistics over there available, so that you can basically track how your show's doing from a audience consumption model. We've got monetization opportunities. We have hosting as well that's available, as well as just a whole lot of world-class services. And the best thing is monetization. That's what we help nearly 1,000 podcasters out every quarter, earning money on their shows and the content that they create. Hey, I want to give a big thank you to Stitcher. Stitcher has got a special channel up on their app that's basically honoring all of the nominees. If you haven't picked up the Stitcher iPhone app, please do so. Go pick that up, download it, install it, and you'll be able to listen to your favorite shows. I've been told they're going to do something special as well for the awardees, so you guys might get your own special section as well. So thanks for Stitcher for being here as well. We want to thank our podcast sponsors. They're the ones that really made things happen this year. And if you get a chance, check out Best of the Left over at bestoftheleftpodcast.com. Check out Comedy Forecast. It's at comedyforecast.com. Check out Mr. Media Interviews at mrmedia.com. Science Podcasters at sciencepodcasters.org. The Irish Drinking Songs for Cat Lovers Podcast at catdrinkingsongs.com. Mouse Chatnet at mousechat.net. Of course, we want to thank GoDaddy.com for the server support. The Podcast Awards website's been running on a GoDaddy dedicated server. And of course, we want to thank our partner that has been with us ever since the beginning, One Technologies. They're the makers of the website and maintain all the back end and keep people from cheating and do the things that they shouldn't be doing when they're trying to game the system, which people try every year. We had one show this year that was deducted votes because they were trying to game the system. And we caught them at it. We won't discuss who it was, and we won't discuss whether or not it affected the outcome. But all I can say is it doesn't pay to cheat. And some shows, or one show in particular, was trying to cheat this year. And we have about 8 levels of security built into the system to make sure that we're able to detect that. And we did. And it would become very apparent very quickly. So for future years, shows that if you become nominated, just let your audiences vote for you. That's a smart thing to do, okay? So let's look back at this year. November nominations opened in early November, and they closed just before Thanksgiving. Over 1.1 million listeners nominated shows this year. The nomination slate consisted of 2,931 shows that our 44 podcast listeners reviewed. Each podcast listener reviewer reviewed as many as 4 categories. So we had duplication. And ultimately, we came up with a slate that we announced 2.5 weeks ago. So just to talk about how the actual process went during the nomination review, and it's on the rules page. You can review this yourselves if you want. But we verified the podcast fit the category. Some of you complained that you were nominated in the wrong category. Here's the thing. In future years, tell your audience where to nominate you. Because what we did is if wherever you were nominated at is where you were stuck, so long as your show fit the category. Many shows got nominated in every category for whatever reason. But make sure you tell your audiences which category to nominate you. And that will help you as well in the ultimate process. We verified that the podcast had at least 8 shows produced within the timeline that we suggested. We verified the podcaster has been creating shows on or before August 1st of 2010. We verified the podcaster had a visible RSS 2.0 feed, and he had enclosures in it. Many people think they're podcasters, and they have no RSS feed and no way to subscribe to their show, yet they call themselves podcasters. To have a legitimate podcast, you at least have to have an iTunes listing You should have an RSS feed on your website. Remember, people are consuming content and many, many devices today beyond iTunes. iTunes is no longer the #1 growth spot. So in other words, if you think there's audience members to be had out there, start making sure that your websites are supporting BlackBerry, Zune, Android, all the other devices that are out there. And without an RSS feed that has podcast enclosures in it, it's not going to happen. We make it very hard for people to subscribe to your show. The way we broke down the review process was number of nominations made up 40% of the grade. Quality of the website design was 15%. Quality of sound or video was another 15%. Quality of podcast delivery and show format was 10%. And relevance of content was 20%. And there was subcategories broke out within that so that we could keep it from being subjective by the actual reviewer. So that's how that happened. We all know that Slate was validated for voting, and we really were amazed this year by the amount of traffic. We had well over 4 million unique individuals come in and vote for shows. We were a little skeptical on the numbers to begin with. We started tracking and making sure our logarithms were right to make sure that there wasn't gaming of the system going on. And we feel very, very confident that over 4.1 million people voted for these 220 podcasts that are represented here today. So we feel very happy with the results. This is our biggest year ever, and we can tell that podcasting is definitely still growing. The traffic to the website was as high as 800,000 hits a day. I had to take domains that were on this server along with the podcaster website and move them to other places. Some of you may have saw some sluggishness in the website, and that was it. We're just getting a huge amount of traffic, more than that server was ever designed to handle. So let me go ahead here, and I'm going to make a switch on my screen, and we're going to, first of all, we're going to announce the category. Then we're going to announce the winner. And when we do announce the winner, what we'll do is I have some information on most of the shows that have won tonight. And I will give that content creator, he knows which channel to call in on, whether he's going to be calling in on one of these two channels. And hopefully they have already pre-added themselves in the list so that they can dial in. We hope that they'll come in via Skype video, be able to talk to the fans, and be able to really share with what they thought about the awards ceremony and give any thanks that they may have. So let me go ahead and make the switch here in my screen. It's take me just a second. All right, today in 2010, the best video podcast nominees were Amateur Traveler, Average Betty, Chuck versus the Podcast, Dig Nation, NASA Edge, TechPodcast.tv, TED, Totally Rad Show, Twee DWTS, and VidjoCon Goer. And the winner of the 2010 Best Video Podcast category, if it switches for me, I'll have to use the mouse, is TED. The 2000 TED winner is TED, and we hope that the TED representative is on the line. If they are, feel free to call into the line. I did not get any information from the TED folks. I'm doubting that they are going to actually dial in on the Best Video Podcast category. We'll give them just a second just in case that they are on the line. But I have nothing to tell you about them. You all voted for them, but they didn't submit an information packet or did not request one. So obviously they really cared about your vote. So make sure you let them know. Let them know that you voted for them, but they didn't even send a thank you. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the business category. And let me go ahead and bring the business category screen up. Shows that were nominated were Virtual Perception, Career Tools, DH Unplugged, GTD Virtual Study Group, Money Girl, Planet Money, Rebound, The Disciplined Investor, The Engaging Brand, The Real Story on the Street. And the 2010 winner is Career Tools. Congratulations to Career Tools. I know they sent an information packet in, so we'll see if they call in here in a second. We'll get them on the call with us. Here comes Mark now. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Todd.
I think.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Congratulations on Career Tools winning the business category.
Thanks. We're honored again this year.
You guys have got one heck of a lineup on business shows. You know, you've dominated with your other show in previous years. Career Tools obviously comes in and hits one out of the ballpark again.
I think a big reason is just because Manager Tools has been so successful. We have a lot of people that want to know about their careers, particularly in light of the economy. And we're very fortunate our team has grown. And Wendy Lord from London, who's been with us for the last year, has been writing the show. And she's arguably the best person I know about careers and guidance about how to get forward in a professional life. And we're just very, very fortunate. We want to say thank you to all our listeners. We ask them every few days to vote. And Todd, we certainly appreciate all the work you do. We know it's a lot of hard work behind the scenes to make it happen.
You know, it's one of those things. I'm happy to get back. I did have some some second givings this year, whether or not I was going to do this again, and actually had talked to some people about maybe taking this over. But in the end, it's all good. And what really made it work this year was the listeners that came in and did the review process made it very easy for me. I said, we have 7 days to get this done. Thanksgiving is in the middle of the holiday. Please, if you can turn this stuff around in 4 or 5 days, and they did. So really, the listeners are the unsung heroes here that went in and did the review process. All I had to really do was change the stuff in the database.
And Todd, Mike and I'm here for Mike Ozan, my co-host, and Wendy Lord, and Maggie Hessel, who are all part of Manager Tools. And our offer still stands. We know that this is a labor of love on your part, and funds are hard to come by. So Manager Tools is happy to sponsor in some fashion. We'll be happy to talk to you after the show in terms of making it possible for everybody to get their awards. Mike and I treasure the little statuettes we have, and we certainly don't want somebody to go lacking this year. So if we can help, we're happy to do it.
Thank you for your offer on that, and I'll definitely take you up on that after the show. And again, congratulations, and more success next year as well.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, folks, that's how that's done. Easy peasy, yeah? Okay, congratulations to Career Tools in the business category. Next up is the comedy category with the Adam Carolla podcast, Big O Dukes, Comedy Death Ray, Fun Employment Radio, Jim and Then, Tell 'em Steve Dave, The Absolute Peach, The Jersey Jerk Show, The Mike O'Mara Show, and the Trailer Pod Boys. So the winner of the 2010 comedy carry goes to Tell 'em Steve Dave. Congratulations to that team for their win this year. Absolutely hilarious show. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend that you go check it out. I was not familiar with this show prior to really them getting nominated. I'm subscribed to it. It's a great show. Of course, there was a great lineup for the entire set there. I do have an information pack on it. Tell 'em Steve Dave is run by Brian Johnson, Walt Flanagan, and Brian Quinn. And Brian Johnson, creator and host, is from the great state of Jersey. He finds Snooki nauseating, as fat as all get out, and has recently developed breathing difficulties, worrisome even for a man who's twice his age. Well known for his quick wit and distaste for entitled college students, co-host Walt Flanagan is a kindly shop boy at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, and lovingly known by local villagers as the A Blank Hole Merchant Red Bank co-host. And tech guy Brian Quinn persistently set fires and migrated in his bed until the age of 16. And he goes on to say, didn't his neighbors breathe a huge sigh of relief when it was discovered that Brian is a great lover of Almers? Tell 'em Steve Dave was essentially extricated into the world of digital broadcasting straight from the Okole, that's for Hawaiian for butt, of Kevin Smith's fledgling Smodcast podcast network back in February 2010. I don't know if these guys are here, if they are going to call in. Obviously, they are not at this point, and I see no one else trying to call in at this time. So tell 'em Steve Dave, hey, go give them hell, guys. We're not calling in and participating in the award ceremony, but congratulations to the team over there. They've got a great show, and anyway, thanks for their participation, if you can call it that. All right, next up is, and let me take this down and bring this up, is Culture and Arts. The nominees were Awakenings, Decoder Ring Theater, Made of Fail, Old Time Daily Westerns, Opera Now, Preta of Savannah, The Bob Show, The Because Show, The Jazz Session, The Sound of Young America. And the winner in the culture category, culture and arts category, Oh, who's calling in?
Oh, this is Rob Lamberts for House Call Doctor.
Okay. You guys have not won. Why are you calling in?
Oh, sorry about that.
So, that's a way to get a promo of your show, yeah? So the older winner of the Culture and Arts is Decoder Ring Theater. Oh, man. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So if Decoder Ring Theater is in the house, it is your time to call the Skype line and and claim your reward. Let me get. I got a little. They did send an information sheet.
Hello, Todd.
Hello.
Hello, Todd. How are you?
We can hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
No, I'm sorry for that. It's Saturday before Christmas. I'm at my in-laws, and there's no Skype.
No worries. Congratulations. I'm assuming you are the host of...
Yes, I'm sorry. It's Greg Taylor. I'm sorry.
It's
yes.
okay. Well, congratulations. And I know Christmas, we stretched this thing right out to the end and, went to the last possible minute for having the awards ceremony. But thank you for calling in. So anyway, congratulations.
Thank you so much for putting this shindig together. That's got to be a hell of a lot of work, and can't even imagine. Of course, I also can't imagine being on since 11 a.m. this morning. So that's quite the marathon, and you're holding up great.
Oh, thank you so much, and it's a lot of fun, and I do it every year. But more importantly, you got a great audience, great show. You guys did the hard work here by turning your audiences out.
Well, and God love them. They we've made it to the final round a couple of times a few years back, and everybody seemed very determined that the bridesmaid routine was going to end this year, and we sure appreciate it. There's a lot of folks create original audio drama twice a month through the year since 2005. So that's a lot of folks and a lot of man hours, and to have these lovely moments makes it all worthwhile.
So why don't you tell everyone where they can find your show at?
Oh, thank you for that. I would love to. www.decoderringtheater.com. And it doesn't matter if you spell theater like an American or like a Canadian. We own both URLs, and you'll get there. And there's a detective show called Blackjack Justice, and sort of a 30s-style mystery man show called The Red Panda Adventures, and some odds and ends that fall under our showcase category. But if you love pulp fiction and detective fiction and old-time radio shows, there's new content created in that tradition. So no, it's fantastic.
Well, again, congratulations, and I'll be sending you some information probably late tomorrow as a wrap-up to the award ceremony. But enjoy your Christmas party, and again, congratulations.
Fantastic. Thank you, Todd.
Okay, great job. All right, moving on to the next category, and see, even someone with a cell phone at a party, we made it available so they could call in because we have a direct dial number. No excuse for not participating. All right, in education category, we had Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, Free Domain Radio, Grammar Girl, Inside Home Recording, Radio Lab, School Sucks, Stuff You Should Know, The History of Rome, The Public Speaker, and Writing Excuses. And quite frankly, I was not aware of the show that won. And check this out. Here's the winner of the education category, The History of Rome. And I saw this because I would recognize almost everyone else on the list. And I said, I'm not familiar with this podcast. And I went and checked it out. And if you listen to how they put it together and what they do with the show, you'll understand why they have such a large following. We did not get a packet from them from the History of Rome show. So I don't know if they're going to show up. There was really hardly any contact information on their website. It was hard to actually reach out to them even early on. So congratulations to the History of Rome show. And if they so by chance figure out how to call in, we'll let them come in afterwards. All right, the next show up is in the entertainment category. And the nominees were Knights of the Guild, Pop My Culture, Rob Has Podcast, Sci-Fi Talk, Star Wars Action News, The Complete Guide to Everything, The Fringe Podcast, The Tribe, a Survivor Podcast, The Unofficial One Piece Podcast, and Your Time with Josie. The winner of the entertainment category goes to the 2010 winner is the Fringe Podcast. Congratulations to the Fringe Podcast, hosted by Daryl and Clint. And I do have information on them, so hopefully they'll be in here in a second to claim their prize, I guess, for a better word. But Daryl has a bachelor's degree in information technology and works as the e-commerce director for a chain of Christian bookstores. With Clint is, let's see if we go down here a little further. Are they in? I see someone coming in. And Clinton has a bachelor's degree in science and biochemistry and molecular biology and a master's degree in forensic science. And I think they're coming up on the screen. Hey, congratulations.
Hey, thank you so much. I got to say, I'm a bit surprised.
Well, you know, have you guys I know you guys have been nominated in years past, haven't you?
I don't know that we have. We definitely haven't been a finalist before. This was really the first year we even asked our audience to go out there and nominate us. I was pretty surprised we got nominated. We only mentioned it once or twice on our show, and we just have a great audience. I mean, that just shows you how rabid not only our audience is, but the whole audience of the TV show Fringe. They are a cult following. They are rabid, and they are awesome to be a part of.
Well, just a little secret between 720 people and you and I. The entertainment category typically is one of the toughest categories because there's so many shows that dominate audience size-wise in this group. You know, it's a real testament that your audience came through. Looking at the numbers, they definitely turned out in force. Wow. But it was close. You know, it was neck and neck with many of your other competitors in this category. But the main thing was you ended out on top. But this is one of the tougher categories to win in. But you know, congratulations.
Wow, thank you, Todd. Thanks for doing this every year. I've been a participant in the voting process in the years past, and you know, I can't imagine how much work it goes into doing a show like this every year. And I really appreciate what you do to make this happen. As a podcast consumer, you know, aside from being a host, I enjoy what you do, and now being a part of this process as well. It's fantastic. I appreciate what you do. I got to thank our fans too. I mean, like I said, they are rabid. They are awesome. And it's been just a fun experience to be a part of them, doing the show with them every week. And, you know, we started out the show 3 years ago with a couple of other folks, and they've had to move away from doing the show due to their schedules. But, you know, their fingerprints are all over our show. They were fundamental in making it what it is. And that's Courtney Weymouth and Jason Chenoweth and Patty from Canada is how our audience will know her. And I want to say thanks to them too, because they're just as much a part of this as you, as I am, and as Clint, my co-host, is. And I want to say thank you to them. And I got to say thanks to Jessica Nicole. She's one of the actresses on the show Fringe. And she's been on our show a couple of times and kind of gave us some credibility when we were just starting out and no one else was really paying us much attention. We had some people who hadn't even listened to our show insult our show just out of nowhere, and it was like, man, what's going on? She came on and really helped us out and is still a friend of the podcast today, and I want to thank her as well, and our families who let us geek out every Sunday afternoon and kind of lock ourselves away in my studio and do this and make sacrifices, and I really appreciate them. And man, I'm just surprised we won. Again, thanks to our audience for voting for us. It's an honor.
Well, again, congratulations, and again, tough category, but the fans pulled it out, and I guess that's what's important. So, we'll be in contact after the show. Take care.
Cool. All right, thanks you.
Yep, thank you. All right, moving into the food and drink category, nominees are The Beer Download, Crimes Against Food, Hopcast, My Life as a Foodie, New Brew Thursday, Should I Drink That? And The Nutrition Diva, The Scotchcast, that's my favorite. The Splendid Table, the Wine Library TV. And the winner of the 2010 Food and Drink category is the Beer Download. Congratulations to the Beer Download crew. And Steve and Matt, I think, will probably be dialing in here in a second. I know that they had submitted a packet to us a couple of weeks ago. And but most of you that are fans of the show know Steve as Mastney and Matt as A-Rat A. So hopefully they'll be in here and dial in. But a little bit of information about the show. Beer Download is the only podcast that pits beers head-to-head in a tournament-style competition to find out which beer reigns supreme. And they say, oh, we will be at a beer event during the award ceremony, so won't be Skyping. We'll try to call via phone at the end of the ceremony if we win. So they did send me a note. So, they're doing what's important right now, right? Drinking beer. And so we are giving everyone at the end of the show the opportunity to try to call in if they miss us. And so hopefully they'll be able to dial in at the end here. Okay, the next category is the gaming category. Nominees are the 360 Gamercast, 4-Player Podcast, Aretha Radio, Drunk Tank, Giant Bombcast, Jake and Mike BGS, Pet Food Alpha, Polycast, Talk Radar, the Game Spy Debriefings. Winning the 2010 gaming category is 4-Player Podcast. Congratulations to 4-Player Podcast. And I know that they've submitted a information packet for us, I believe. And the host, David, Brad, and Nick. We'll see if one of them. I saw these guys the other night on Justin, and one of them was playing with a new PlayStation 3 toy, right on a screen.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how are you doing, Todd?
Hey, we're waiting for your video to pop up. Let me put you on main screen there. There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks again. Apologize. Last year we weren't able to make it. We actually, our community is the one that submitted everything. We didn't even know, and then all of a sudden, I got a call on my cell phone from one of our guys. It was like, "Hey, you guys won, right?" And we had no clue, and we were just totally shocked. Actually, the other guys are at work right now. They're just doing regular stuff. So,
I saw one of your co-hosts the other night. I was bouncing over Justin TV. You guys were featured over there, and one of your guys was using a PlayStation 3 tool to basically was writing on his screen backwards. What is that?
Yeah, it's the PlayStation Move. He bought one of those little light controls with the camera, and so they got a pretty cool game called Beat Sketcher. You can draw on the screen and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, he was having a lot of fun, and I was just amazed. He's just writing on the screen, and there was like 600 people watching what's going on and chatting about it. You guys got
just him acting like a fool.
You guys have a huge audience.
We have a great dedicated community. They're fantastic. Every time there's something like this that we need their help, they're always more than willing to step up and try to help us out. And like some of these shows like Giant Bomb and Drunk Tank. I mean, we grew up like listening to some of those shows, and for us to be in the same even the same category as them, it's a pretty big honor. And to actually win for 2 years in a row now, we really don't know what to say except thanks to them, yeah.
And this is another category that is very, very tough. It's just like the entertainment category. You guys battle it out neck and neck, and really what it is, it's purely boils down to the engagement part. We get, we often get accused of just trying to keep traffic up on the website, and really we make no money from the traffic to the website. So it's not like it's it's one of those things where we're just trying to drive page views. But what we're really trying to do every year is we try to see who has that engagement. That nomination process is one thing, but then at the end is the voting, and we really know what shows have the biggest fans by, really at the end in the vote count. And again, you guys turned it out, and you did a great job. But again, congratulations, and good luck next year. And
wonderful. Thanks. I just want to say thank you to all the other shows. And Brad said he was going to play Amnesia on the feed because if we won, and so I guess we'll be playing that sometime coming up soon. So, and thanks again, Todd, for always putting this up and being very classy and professional. It's really been a privilege to work with you. So,
well, thank you guys for showing up and giving a shout out to the fans. It's appreciated, and we just got to figure out a better way to make sure all the podcasters are informed. I've done my best, but anyway, the main thing is you guys are here, and but anyway, have a great year and keep up the good work with the show.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Well, we move into the general category. Very classy, these guys are. I like that. That was a nice talk, wasn't it? All right, in the general category, we got Demigods Live, Hauntcast, Just Cool Enough, Manic Monies, Mommies, Oh Behave, Rotting Flesh Radio, The Joe Rogan Experience, The Radio Adventures of Dr. Floyd, and I actually had him on my 24-hour podcast earlier this morning. Absolutely hilarious. The Survival Podcast, Wasted Words. And the winner of the general category for 2010 is the Survival Podcast. Congratulations to the Survival Podcast. I do have a sheet on them. The host is Jack Shapiro. Oh, Spearco. He's actually told me how to spell it in the thing. And the Survival Podcast is the internet's most popular podcast on modern survival and preparedness techniques. The show is designed to constantly fulfill its model of helping you live the life you want if times get tough or even if they don't, via practical, well-thought advice and information. Topics include alternative and green energy, disaster planning, permaculture and agriculture, aquaponics, disaster planning, debt elimination, smart investing, solar cooking, wilderness skills, and much, much more. The show began in 2008, has been done daily during the host commute of 50 miles each day from his Jetta diesel TDI. In other words, he does this via mobile studio, and the show boasts now over 300 episodes and more than 10,000 daily downloads with over 1 million total downloads for the life of the show. So congratulations to Jack, and I don't see Jack coming in, and we'll give him another second. I'll make sure that no one has tried to add their show to the call-in list. See if we can give everyone enough time. And let me double check here. That's one thing about podcasting. We just make this stuff up as we go. You know, we can yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that have added themselves. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and move into the next category here. And I'll see if double check and make sure he hasn't added down here. And no, not that group. See, they were all supposed to add their contacts to the contact list in Skype before the show. All right, let me go ahead and move into the next category. The next category is one that is very well fought over every year. Let me bring it up, make sure I got the right screen up, is the GLBT, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender category. The shows in the nominee list are Bend Over and Take It, Cocktail and Cream Puffs, Edge Radio with Viz and Annie, Feast of Fun, Gay Street Beat, PNS Explosion, Ramble Redhead, Savage Love, Scream Queens, and Transponder. And the 2000 winner of the GLBT category is Savage Love. Congratulations to Savage Love and for their win in this category. And I do have, I believe, an information sheet on them. No, I do not. I have no packet on them. So we'll see if they actually call in to the show, and we'll give them just a second to do that. Because I know I sent them a packet last week, so at least they have the info. And I don't think we're going to hear from Savage Love. So we're going to go ahead and move into the health and fitness category. And let me go ahead and switch that screen up. Nominees are the Ben Greenfield Podcast, Cancer.net Podcast, Get Fit Guy, Health, Mind, Fit, Body, Hooked, House Cold Doctor, Nutrition Diva, Quackcast, The Fredcast, the Senior Care Podcast. And I got to scroll my little menu down. Down. And the winner of the health and fitness category is the Quackcast. Congratulations to the Quackcast. You can find that at moremarksquarespace.com. The host of the show is Mark Crislip, and I do have an information packet on him. He says, I review the science behind supplements, complementary and alternative metas, a.k.a. scams. He says, odds are good that I will be online. I have a family commitment that takes me about 5:30 Portland time. We were past 5:30 Portland time, Mark. So I hope you're able to dial in here while we're waiting for you. And I know the stream is running a little bit behind. We're seeing a little bit of lag on the category on the system at this time. Getting this many people in Skype, that's what happens. So give Mark just a few more seconds here to call in for the Quackcast. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next category. In the mature category, let me bring up the screen for you. Nominees are Am I Bugging You? Erotic Awakenings, Movies About Girls, Polly Weekly, The Dark Side, The Jam Hole, The Married Man Show, Vent Chat, We Hit and Run, WTF with Marc Maron. The winner of the 2010 Mature category is WTF with Marc Maron. Congratulations to Marc and the podcast. We'll see if Marc is able to dial in here in a second. But again, the Mature category goes to WTF with Marc Maron. Movies and films. Behind the Screen Door, Doug Loves Movies, Film Junk, Film Sack, Film Spotting, Movie BS with Bayer and Snyder, now playing, Sound On Site Radio, The Forcecast, the GR80s. And the winner of movie and films is Doug Loves Movies. So congratulations to Doug Loves Movies. Didn't get a packet on them, so I don't know if they're going to be dialing in or not. Maybe We Hit and Run will try to dial in again in their stead. So we'll see what happens. We'll give them just a few seconds here, see if they're going to call in. And yes, pwned, not pond, pwned. So let's go ahead and move into the next section here. We'll move into the next category. In the music category, Cadence Revolution, Coverville, Friday Night Dance Party, From the Borough, I Like to Rock Podcast, Insomnia Radio, Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, Pollyanna Cowgirl Records, Seismic Warrior Podcast, the Americana Rock Mix. And the winner of the music category for 2010 goes to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. Congratulations to the host over there. Of course, that is hosted by Mark Gunn. And you can find his website at CelticMusicPodcast.com. Of course, the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, a free downloadable Celtic radio show of independent Irish and Celtic music. Every hour-long episode features a mix of traditional Celtic tunes, Irish drinking songs, Scottish folk songs, bagpipes, music from Ireland, Scotland, Brittany, Wales, Nova Scotia, Galicia. In the political category, we have Citizen Radio, Democracy Now!, Electric Politics, Free Talk Live, Legion of News, No Agenda, The Bugle, The Dennis Miller Show, The Young Turks, Wheels Off Liberty. And the winner of the 2010 awards for politics and news goes to freetalklive.com. Congratulations to Free Talk Live. And, of course, Free Talk Live is hosted by Ian Freeman and Mark Edge. Free Talk Live is an open phones, pro-liberty, national syndicated talk show radio programming on 84 radio stations across the country and still holds the records for the most podcast award wins in a row. Free Talk Live has been published in an MP3 online for free from day one of their show since 2002, before podcasts even existed. So we'll see if Ian and Mark actually can call in here. And I see someone coming in on line 2. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Jamie from Wheels Off Liberty.
Hey, Jamie, how are you?
Oh, good. I'm here to accept the award for Mark and Ian from Free Talk Live.
Yeah, he told me you would be, and we'd be calling in. Congratulations to the team over there. I know that they have a prior engagement tonight. Actually, they're live right now, yeah?
Yeah, they're recording their show right now, or broadcast live. But me being a sound body and sound mind, although it's just slithered up right now in some tasty Pabst Blue Ribbon for this award ceremony, I would just like to thank all of the Liberty listeners that tune in and, you know, kind of put those ass hats that's in the Republican and Democrat Party on the back burner, dude. Vote for Liberty. That's greatness, man.
Well, you guys have obviously, you've got a strong following. You guys have won this award, I think, every year that the awards have been in existence. If I went back and look at the archives, I think they've won this category every year.
I think they lost it 1 year, but this is the 5th out of 6 year that they've won. And next year, Wheels Off Liberty is just going to take over completely. That's my show. And it's way better than Free Talk Live. But, you know, the Free Talk Live guys, I look at all the nominations there, and like School Sucks, that spawned off of off of Free Talk Live, the Pirates of the Caribbean, Free Domain Radio. It's all part of the same movement. So the movement's getting a lot of love in the podcast community, man, and we're tickled that we have such a following. A lot of them overlap each other, and man, our community's the greatest. They get out in numbers, and they'll nominate and vote for our show. So kudos to you guys, man. We love y'all.
Well, again, congratulations for the win, and of course, make sure you share both with Ian and Mark. The congratulations from me, and I know that you've got audience members in here that are congratulating you on chat. So again, good luck next year, and thanks for calling in for the guys.
And in Ian Freeman's name we pray. Amen.
All right, take care. All right, the next category up, folks, is the religion and inspiration category. The nominees are Atheist News Podcast, Beyond the Box, Beyond Words, Your Tarot Tribe, Chariots of Iron, Irreligiosity, I can't even pronounce that, More Than One Lesson, Outer Symmetry, Reasonable Doubt, The Collision Podcast, and The Wiggling Way. And the 2010 winner in the religion and inspiration category is the Atheist News Podcast. We never did get a pocket on them, so we don't know if they're going to actually call into the show or not. We'll give them the call in, and I think we'll go ahead and continue to move on and see if they did, and we'll come back to them if they do. Fun, fun, fun. All right, you guys ready to move on? I am. This is taking entirely too long, so let's go ahead and we'll move into the science category. And I think this is where we left off. Yeah. All right. Science category: 60-second science. Are We Alone? Astronomy Cast, Brain Science Podcast, Mystery Universe, Science Friday, Science Weekly, Science Sorta, The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, and This Week in Science. The winner of the science category for 2010 is The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. Congratulations to the show. We'll see if they can call in. I'll give them a minute here, and I'll leave that page right there up, and we'll see if we get their actual host to call. Let me go ahead and look at this list. Do I have a packet on them? No, I do not have a packet on them, so maybe they will not call in. So should we move on? I guess we should, yeah? So let me go ahead and move into the sports category. Spat Sports category: Cat Crave Radio, Essential Tennis, Fast Pitch Softball TV Show, Football Weekly, Golf Smarter, NFL Rants and Raves, Spider and the Henchman, The BS Report, The Fantasy Football Guys, and The Solid Verbal. The 2010 winner of the sports category is The BS Report. The BS Report is a show, I believe, that's over on ESPN. We did not get a packet from them, so we'll see if they actually dial in to, which I doubt they will because they don't even know how. So anyway, the BS Report is the winner in the sports category. Moving on to tech. In the tech category: Bleeding Edge TV, Computer America, Mike Tech Show, Security Now, Software Engineering Radio, Techzilla, the Android App Show, the iPad Show, This Week in Google, This Week in Tech. The winner of the technology category goes to This Week in Tech. This Week in Tech has won a couple of times in this category, and did not have an information packet from Leo and his group as well. But last year they seemed to figure out how to call in, so we'll see if they call in. We'll give them a few minutes. But congratulations to This Week in Tech. Huge following over there, of course. And again, congratulations to Leo and his group. We'll go ahead and move into the travel category. The travel category: Coaster Radio, Hawaii Vacation Connection, Hometown Tales, Inside the Magic, Moustalgia, the Faroe Island Podcast, The Season Pass, WDW News Radio, WD Radio Show, WDW Today. And the winner of the Travel Cast for the 2010 Podcast Awards is WD Radio Show. I do have a packet on them. They've emailed it in. This is hosted by Lou Mangello. His show is about the award-winning online radio show dedicated to celebrating the magic of Walt Disney World. This family-friendly show covers Disney news, vacation planning, reviews, trivia, history, fun facts, and overlooked experiences, and features exclusive interviews with Disney's Imagineers, executives, celebrities, and more. The unofficial Walt Disney World information station, WDRadio.com, also features weekly video, a blog, photo galleries, one of the largest Disney online communities and discussion groups, and more. It is also home to Lou Mangello's Walt Disney World trivia book and audio guides to Walt Disney World. Everything can be found at WDWRadio.com. And on cue, Lou, you just came in on the perfect time, man. Congratulations.
Todd.
Hey, congratulations, Lou.
Hey, thanks very much, Todd. Really appreciate it.
Well, it's very obvious looking at the category lineup. You guys, these Walt Disney shows, there's a rabid fan base for these types of shows because you look at a lot of competition this year, all in these, almost the same genre of show.
Yeah, I think there were 7 podcasts that covered Disney or the theme park industry, and it really is a testament to the size and sort of really the unity of the community, because I know there's a lot of overlap as far as listeners. So it really, I'm sincere when I say it's an honor to be nominated alongside all those guys, because they all put on a great set of shows.
Well, and I'm glad that you called in and accepted and not one of the competitors as well. So,
Todd, I felt your pain between, the guys giving you grief and calling in and then having to moderate and then Ustream going down. I feel bad for you. And listen, real quick, you do an awesome job with this, and I can only imagine the amount of time and work that goes into putting this together. It's not something that that you do tonight. It's something that you do for, you probably start tomorrow working on next year's show. So, thank you again for putting us on.
And what's funny, in the information packet, I share the dial-in lines because we've had jokers in the past just call in, So, I see, and you never expect a show's going to do that. But of course, in the comedy category, I guess it's to be expected. So nothing else to see a ha-ha on me. They had a good laugh. So, it's all cool. It's all fun in the game of things. But, the main thing is your audience turned out, and you do a great show. And you guys have been at this forever. How long have you been, 5 years now?
Yeah, since early 2005.
So, you're testament that, longevity pays off, and sitting there and keep hammering away and being consistent. And really that's what it's really all about in the long run. But
yeah, I am blessed to have so many people that listen to the show and go out and they went out on their own and took their time to nominate the show and to vote for the show consistently. So I am very, very grateful to them. The fact that they allow me to share something with them that I am so passionate week after week for 5+ years in a lot of different formats is very rewarding for me. So I'm truly grateful.
Well, again, congratulations, and we're going to go into the next 2 big categories, and we'll see if we can get through these without Skype crash or with Ustreams crashing again. And but anyway, congratulations again, Lou.
Todd, thank you again. Thanks to the other nominees and everybody who voted.
All right, and take care.
Mahalo.
All right, so now we're getting into the 2 top categories. So to be nominated in these top 2 categories is quite an honor itself. These categories get the highest number of nominations of all categories combined, and then of course the voting is the most fierce. So you can be absolutely guaranteed if you are one of the 20 shows that made the top 2 categories, you have a very top tier audience from all perspectives, from engagement, from the number of people that listen to your show, and a strong following. So let's go ahead and talk about the best produced and go into the nominees were Chuck versus the Podcast, Hauntcast, Hogwarts Radio, Inside the Magic, Polycast, Radiolab, Rotten Flesh Radio, School Sucks, Star Wars Action News, WDW Radio. And the 2010 winner of the Best Produced Podcast Award and the coveted title of Best Produced Podcast for 2010 goes to Radiolab. Congratulations to Radiolab and their host. We did not get an information packet on it, so all of those thousands and thousands of people that voted for Radiolab, we don't know if they're actually going to show up and accept. But anyway, congratulations to Radiolab for winning the Best Produced, and we will see if they call. And I'll move on to People's Choice. And this is the one I know everyone has been waiting for. And don't worry, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve after we announce this too, so you might as well hang out and have a little fun. All right, People's Choice, Career Tools, Citizen Radio, Cocktails and Cream Puffs, Fantasy Focus Baseball, Feast of Fun, Free Domain Radio, Now Playing, Smart Mouths, Tell 'em Steve Dave, and Yeah Dude. The 2010 People's Choice Podcast Award winners for 2010, congratulations goes to Tell 'em Steve Dave. Congratulations to the Tell 'em Steve Dave show. I know these guys are watching. They'll probably be on here in a second. Congratulations to them. They also won the comedy category. So we'll see if those guys dial in here in a second. But a big win by Tell 'em Steve Dave. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter. All these shows in the top 20 are really, truly winners. The voting across the board is generally very close. within 4,000 or 5,000 votes of, between really the top and the very bottom, from 1 to 10 as far as number of votes garnered. So it really goes down to who can turn out the vote for the show. And again, congratulations to Tellum, Steve, Dave, and his team, Brian, Walt, and Brian, for being able to win the People's Choice Awards in the top category here. So we'll give them just a second. It's been my pleasure to be able to bring you the 2010 Podcast Awards. It's an annual event that will kick off nominations probably next in 2011 in October. And again, I want to thank all of our sponsors. It's most important here that we give them credit for coming in. And I of course, I want to thank the potential of us being able to maybe make up the difference and being able to get the award winnies, the trophies. But again, corporate sponsor Blueberry.com, podcast sponsors Best of the Left, Comedy Forecast, Mr. Media Interviews, Science Podcasters, Irish Drinking Songs for Cat Lover Podcast, Mouse Chatnet, and of course GoDaddy for the server, dedicated server, and of course One Technologies for supporting us in the back end with the website and making sure it stays up and online. So it doesn't look like either our People's Choice or our Best Produced is going to show up tonight. And all right, everyone, thanks for hanging out with me. Do you want me to go over the winners one more time so that you all can see that? I'll bring that up here so that we can do that. And we'll bring up the right menu. And in the Best Video Podcast, the TED Podcast. In Business, Career Tools. Comedy, Tell 'em Steve, Dave. In Culture, Decoder Ring Theater. In Education, The History of Rome. In Entertainment, The Fringe Podcast. In Food and Drink, Beer Download. In Gaming, 4-Player Podcast. General, The Survival Podcast. GLBT, Savage Love. Health, Quackcast. Mature, WTF with Marc Maron. In the movie and films, Doug Loves Movies. In music, the Irish Celtic Music Podcast. In politics and news, Free Talk Live. Religion and Inspiration, the Atheist News Podcast.
What are you saying about me? What the fuck did you just say about me?
Okay, in Science, 2010 winner, The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. The BS Report for Sports. Technology, This Week in Tech. Travel, WDW Radio Show. Best Produced, Radiolab. And People's Choice, Tell 'em Steve, Dave. Congratulations to all the winners. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. And for those that want to mock this thing, consider yourselves banned for 2011. It's very simple. I'll just immediately disqualify your show for 2011 because I can do that. So again, congratulations to the rest of the winners, and thanks for everyone else for participating. And it's a great. It's simple enough. We turn this phone into offline, and they won't call. So everyone, thanks, and thanks for putting up with the patience of the children that were messing with stuff tonight. So everyone else, we'll take care. We'll see you next year. And everyone else that was here to watch the portions of the 24-hour podcast, we're going to flip back to the 24 podcast stream, and you can join me over there. For those of you that were watching on that portion of the show, you can come over to the two sites where we've got that. And for everyone else, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Aloha.